Imagine waking up in ancient Rome nearly 2,000 years ago. You step into a busy street filled with merchants, soldiers, and senators. The smell of fresh bread drifts through the air, fountains splash in crowded squares, and marble temples tower overhead. Everything seems surprisingly civilized, until you notice people carrying jars filled with something no one today would ever expect. Not wine, not olive oil, not perfume, human urine. And it wasn't considered garbage. It was one of the most valuable everyday products in the Roman Empire. People used it to wash expensive clothes, clean leather, and perhaps most shockingly, to whiten their teeth. Today, the idea sounds absolutely disgusting. Who would willingly put urine anywhere near their mouth? Were the Romans simply unhygienic? Or had they discovered something about chemistry nearly 2,000 years before modern science could explain it? The answer reveals a forgotten world where one person's waste became another person's treasure. When most people imagine ancient Rome, they think of gladiators, massive arenas, fearless legions, or powerful emperors like Julius Caesar and Augustus. But behind the grandeur of one of history's greatest civilizations were countless everyday habits that seem almost unbelievable today. The Romans engineered aqueducts that carried water across mountains, built roads stretching thousands of miles, created concrete so durable that parts of it still stand today. Yet the same civilization that mastered engineering also relied on one of the strangest cleaning products in human history. Urine wasn't just useful, it was valuable enough to collect, trade, and even tax. To understand why Romans brushed their teeth with urine, you first have to understand how much appearance mattered. In Roman society, your smile spoke before you did. Bright, clean teeth suggested wealth, health, discipline, and refinement. Politicians delivering speeches before enormous crowds wanted every smile to project confidence. Merchants wanted customers to trust them. Members of wealthy families competed to display elegance in every possible way. Long before modern toothpaste existed, everyone searched for ways to keep their teeth as white as possible. Some rubbed their teeth with crushed bones. Others used powdered oyster shells, charcoal, salt, or even finely ground animal hooves. But among all these strange ingredients, one stood above the rest: human urine. To modern ears, it sounds impossible. Surely no intelligent civilization would choose urine as toothpaste. But the Romans weren't acting out of ignorance. In fact, without realizing it, they had stumbled onto a powerful chemical cleaner that scientists still use in different forms today. And that discovery transformed something almost worthless into one of the Roman Empire's most unexpected commodities. But where did all this urine come from? The answer is even stranger. Entire businesses depended on collecting it. Public containers stood on busy streets. Workers gathered it every single day. And before long, even the emperor himself wanted a share of the profits. If you walked through the streets of ancient Rome, you'd probably notice something unusual sitting on busy street corners. Large clay jars. To us, they might look like ordinary storage containers, but they had a very specific purpose. They weren't filled with water, or wine, or olive oil. They were public urine collection jars. Instead of letting urine go to waste, Romans were encouraged to deposit it into these containers. Once the jars were full, workers collected the liquid and delivered it to businesses across the city. What sounds revolting today was simply another part of everyday Roman life. Waste had become a valuable resource. Every morning, professional collectors traveled through Rome, gathering urine from public jars, homes, and even public bathhouses. The liquid was stored in large barrels and transported to specialized workshops called fulinicae, Roman laundries. These weren't simple washrooms. They were thriving businesses employing skilled workers whose job was to clean expensive clothing worn by senators, wealthy merchants, and government officials. Clean, bright white togas symbolized status and authority. A stained toga could damage a politician's reputation. Keeping those garments spotless wasn't just about fashion, it was about power, and urine was one of the most effective cleaning products available. Here's the part that surprises most people. Fresh urine wasn't the valuable ingredient. In fact, fresh urine wasn't especially useful. The magic happened over time. As urine aged, naturally occurring bacteria broke down a substance called urea. That process released a powerful chemical, ammonia. Ammonia is an excellent cleaning agent. It breaks down grease, loosens dirt, lifts stubborn stains from fabric. Even today, many household cleaning products still rely on ammonia because of its ability to dissolve oils and grime. The Romans didn't understand chemistry the way we do today. They had no idea what ammonia was, but through centuries of observation and experience, they knew one simple fact. Without realizing it, the Romans benefited from the ammonia that formed naturally as urine aged. Aged urine cleaned things better than almost anything else they had. Sometimes, practical knowledge comes long before scientific explanation. The Romans never wrote chemical formulas. They didn't know about bacteria, or molecules, or ammonia. Yet they discovered something remarkably effective through trial and error. One of history's greatest empires had accidentally unlocked a powerful cleaning technology, nearly 2,000 years before modern science explained why it worked. But the strangest part wasn't the chemistry. It was how this liquid was actually used. Because in Rome's laundries, workers didn't just pour urine onto clothes, they climbed into giant stone tubs and stomped on them with their bare feet. Step inside a Roman Phalonica, and the first thing you'd notice wasn't the sound, it was the smell. Rows of large stone basins filled the workshop. Bundles of expensive woolen togas were piled against the walls. Workers rolled up their tunics, climbed into the vats, and began stomping. Hour after hour, their bare feet pressed the fabric deep into the cleaning solution, forcing it through every thread. To a modern visitor, it would seem almost unbelievable, but to the Romans, this was simply how laundry was done. The workers weren't simply crushing the cloth. Every step forced the ammonia-rich liquid deeper into the wool, loosening grease, sweat, body oils, and stubborn stains trapped between the fibers. Think of it as an ancient washing machine. Instead of spinning drums powered by electricity, Rome relied on human muscles. It was exhausting work. But the results were impressive. After hours of cleaning, the garments were rinsed with fresh water, stretched, brushed, and dried in the sun. Many emerged looking remarkably bright. If ammonia could remove stains from expensive clothing, could it also remove stains from teeth? According to several Roman writers, urine was used as part of dental care and tooth whitening practices. Some people rinsed their mouths with urine. Others mixed it with abrasive powders like crushed shells, charcoal, or salt to create primitive tooth-cleaning pastes. To us, it sounds revolting, but to a Roman, the goal wasn't comfort. It was appearance. A bright smile represented health, confidence, and social status. And if something produced whiter teeth, many people were willing to overlook where it came from. Surprisingly, there may have been some truth behind the practice. Ammonia can help break down certain stains on tooth enamel. That doesn't mean it was safe, or pleasant, or recommended. There is no medical recommendation to use urine for dental care today. Ancient practices should be understood as history, not as health advice. Urine also contains bacteria and other substances that make using it as toothpaste a terrible idea today. So while the Romans accidentally discovered a useful cleaning chemical, their method belongs firmly in the past. History explains it. It does not recommend it. The Roman poet Catullus even joked about Spanish urine being used to whiten teeth. Historians debate whether this reflected a genuine trade reputation, satire, or both. Whether this reputation was based on genuine differences or simply clever marketing is impossible to know, but one thing is certain. By this point, urine had become more than waste. It had become a valuable commodity traded across the empire, and wherever valuable goods exist, governments eventually notice. One emperor saw an opportunity to make money from something every Roman produced for free. He decided to tax it. As strange as Roman toothpaste sounds, their public toilets were even more surprising. Across the empire, large communal latrines allowed dozens of people to sit side by side. There were no private stalls. Conversations continued while people used the facilities. Running water beneath the seats carried waste away, making Roman sanitation surprisingly advanced for its time. But one object still shocks historians today: a sponge attached to the end of a wooden stick. Known as the tersorium, it was used for personal cleaning after using the toilet. Afterward, the sponge was rinsed in water, sometimes mixed with vinegar or salt, and left for the next person. By modern standards, it seems deeply unhygienic, but in the Roman world, it was considered practical. Despite these unusual methods, the Romans genuinely valued cleanliness. Most cities featured impressive public bathhouses where thousands of people gathered every day. Bathing wasn't simply about washing, it was a social ritual. People exercised, relaxed, conducted business, and discussed politics. Instead of soap, many Romans rubbed olive oil onto their skin. They then scraped away the oil, sweat, and dirt using a curved metal tool called a strigil. It was simple, effective, and surprisingly sophisticated for its time. The Romans weren't dirty people, they were practical people, solving everyday problems with the knowledge they had. So, were the Romans brilliant innovators, or simply people willing to try almost anything? The answer isn't as simple as you might think, because modern science has revealed that some Roman ideas were surprisingly effective, while others were far more dangerous than they ever realized. In the final chapter, we'll separate historical fact from myth and uncover what this bizarre story really tells us about one of history's greatest civilizations. After hearing this story, it's tempting to laugh at the Romans. The idea of brushing your teeth with urine sounds absurd, but history is rarely that simple. The Romans weren't following superstition, they were following results. Without microscopes, without chemistry, without laboratories, they observed something that worked. History often surprises us. The same civilization that built roads stretching thousands of miles, designed aqueducts that still inspire engineers, and constructed monuments that have survived for nearly 2 millennia, also believed that human urine belonged among their most useful everyday resources. To us, that's shocking. To them, it was practical. Every civilization works with the knowledge available at the time. Some ideas endure, others become strange reminders of how much we've learned. Perhaps that's why studying history is so fascinating. It reminds us that today's common sense may become tomorrow's curiosity. The next time you squeeze toothpaste onto your toothbrush, take a moment to appreciate how far we've come. Because 2,000 years ago, a Roman might have reached for something very different. History isn't just a collection of dates and battles. It's filled with surprising stories that reveal how ordinary people solved extraordinary problems. Some ideas change the world. Others simply make us grateful to be alive today. If you enjoyed uncovering one of ancient Rome's strangest secrets, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And tell us in the comments, which ancient habit shocked you the most? Because history is often stranger than fiction, and we're just getting started. In the next video, you'll learn why the Romans collected taxes on urine.